Look, I have seen thousands of creatures step into the crimson pits over my 12 seasons as champion. Seen them bleed, seen them cry, seen them beg for mercy in 17 different languages, and honestly, it never gets old. The smell of fear mixed with the metallic tang of fresh blood, the roar of 50,000 spectators screaming for violence. This is home. This is where Krakthor, son of Makthor, destroyer of the Viridian warlord, crusher of bones, became legend. But this thing standing across from me right now, this is a joke. The announcer, that pompous windbag Torvin Blackscale, is going absolutely insane in his booth above the arena floor. His voice booms through the amplifiers, shaking dust from the ancient stone walls. Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of all classifications, today we have a special treat. A human, yes, you heard correctly, a human has volunteered to face our undefeated champion. The crowd loses their collective minds. Half of them are laughing. The other half are placing bets on how quickly I will turn this pink-skinned weakling into paste. I flex my 4 arms, each one thick with muscle earned through countless battles. My exoskeleton gleams under the harsh arena lights, scars crisscrossing the dark purple surface like a roadmap of violence. I am 3 meters of pure destruction. I am death incarnate. And my opponent, Marcus Webb, according to the information screen, he is maybe, 1.8 meters tall? Barely. He has only 2 arms. 2. What kind of evolutionary disaster produces a species with only 2 arms? His skin looks soft, breakable, like it would tear if you sneezed on it too hard. No natural armor, no claws, no fangs, no tail, no nothing. He is wearing some kind of simple black clothing, tight-fitting, covering his torso and legs. His feet are wrapped in strange cushioned boots. His hair is dark, cut short, and his eyes, his eyes are weird. They are calm, too calm, like he is waiting in line for food instead of standing in an arena where he is about to die. The crowd keeps laughing. Someone throws a piece of fruit at him. It splatters against the energy barriers separating spectators from the killing floor. Marcus does not even flinch. He just stands there, hands loose at his sides, watching me with those unsettling eyes. I crack my neck, all 4 shoulders rolling in sequence. Time to end this quickly. I have a victory feast waiting, and this human looks like he will not even provide a proper warm-up. I raise all 4 arms above my head, and the crowd erupts. They know what is coming. They always know. This is the part where I make my declaration, where I remind everyone why the name Krakthor makes warriors across 3 systems wet themselves in fear. Human, I bellow, my voice carrying across the arena without need for amplification. You have made a terrible mistake. Your species is weak, fragile. You have no place in the pits. I will break you in half and use your bones as toothpicks. Classic material. The crowd eats it up. They are chanting my name now, a rhythmic thunder that shakes the ground. Krakthor, Krakthor. I expect the human to respond. They usually do. The brave ones puff up and shout back. The stupid ones charge. The smart ones try to negotiate, which, let me tell you, never works. Entertainment law is very clear about voluntary combat agreements. But Marcus Webb, he just smiles. Not a big smile, not a warrior's grin or a madman's leer. Just a small, quiet smile that barely touches the corners of his mouth. Then he does something that makes the entire arena go silent. He raises one hand, one single pathetic hand, and gestures for me to come closer. The universal sign of bring it on, and he whispers. I should not be able to hear it from 20 meters away, but somehow, in that sudden silence, his words carry perfectly across the blood-stained sand. Try me. 2 words. That is it. 2 words delivered with less emotion than someone ordering breakfast. The crowd does not know how to react. Torvin Blackscale sputters into his microphone. Did the human just, folks? I think the human just challenged our champion with a whisper. I have never seen anything like this in 30 years of commentary. My secondary heart skip a beat. Just one beat, because there is something wrong here. Something off. Prey does not act like this. Weaklings do not stand calm when death approaches, but I am Krakthor. I do not question. I do not hesitate. I charge. The sand explodes beneath my feet as I launch forward, all 4 arms extending, claws out, ready to grab this insolent creature and introduce him to the concept of regret. Marcus Webb does not move. He just watches me come, still smiling. I cross 20 meters in less than 2 seconds. My species, the Korthax, Our ambush predators evolved on a high-gravity world. When we move, we move. I have crushed opponents before they even registered. I had left my starting position. My upper right arm swings in a haymaker that could decapitate a Thorian battle beast. My lower left follows with a gut ripper. My other two arms are already positioned for the grab, ready to catch him when he tries to dodge left or right. Except Marcus Webb does not dodge left or right. He ducks, just ducks, drops his center of gravity maybe 30 centimeters, and my killing blow passes through empty air where his head was a fraction of a second ago. Fine. Okay. Lucky. I pivot, bringing my leg around in a sweep that has literally broken opponents in half. He steps over it. Steps. Over. Like he is avoiding a puddle on the street. The crowd gasps. I hear it, that collective intake of breath from 50,000 beings who just saw something they did not expect. I am not worried yet. I am just recalibrating. That is all. I plant my feet and unleash a combination, forearms working in perfect synchronization, a blur of strikes that have earned me the nickname the Typhoon among arena commentators. Punch, claw, grab, strike, sweep, smash, repeat. Marcus Webb flows between my attacks like water. No, not like water. Water still touches the container. He is like smoke, like he exists in the spaces between my movements. His footwork is minimal, economical. He wastes nothing. Every shift of his weight is exactly what it needs to be and not a single motion more, and he still has not thrown a single attack. My breathing is getting heavier. I have been fighting for maybe 20 seconds and I have not landed one hit. Not one. The human has not even blocked. He just is not there when my strikes arrive. The crowd is murmuring now. Confused sounds ripple through the stands. This is not how these things go. The human should be splattered across the sand by now. There should be blood. There should be screaming. Instead, there is just this calm, quiet man dancing around me like I am moving in slow motion. Stand still. I roar, frustration cracking my voice. Marcus tilts his head slightly, and I swear, I absolutely swear, I see amusement flash across his face. Then he speaks, still not breathing hard, still not sweating. You are telegraphing every move. Your upper right shoulder drops before you punch. Your weight shifts forward before you grab. You fight like someone who has never faced an opponent who could read patterns. Wait. What? Is he giving me fighting tips? In the middle of combat? Is this human coaching me while avoiding my attacks? The crowd hears it too. The murmuring gets louder. And somewhere in my primary brain a small voice whispers something I have not felt in 12 seasons. Doubt. I am breathing hard now. All three of my hearts are pounding like war drums. Sweat is running down my exoskeleton, making the arena lights reflect off me in ways that probably look impressive to the crowd but feel humiliating to me. 45 seconds of combat. 0 hits landed. Marcus Webb is still just standing there, hands still loose, still looking like he is waiting for something interesting to happen. Then his stance changes. It is subtle. His weight shifts slightly forward. His hands come up not in fists but open, relaxed. His eyes narrow just a fraction, and every single instinct in my body starts screaming at me to run. My turn, he says quietly. He moves. Stars and void, he moves. I thought I was fast. I have spent my entire life being the fastest thing in any room. But Marcus Webb crosses the distance between us in a blink, and suddenly his fist is in my lower rib cage, right where my secondary respiratory organ sits. The impact is wrong. It is not the sledgehammer blow I expect from a strike. It is precise, focused, like he put all his force into a point the size of a fingertip. The pain radiates through my entire torso. I swing at him reflexively. He is already gone, circling to my left. Another strike. This one hits the nerve cluster in my upper right shoulder. My arm goes numb instantly, hanging useless at my side. Wait, how did you? I cannot finish the sentence because he hits me again, this time in my lower left knee joint. Not hard enough to break it, but hard enough to make my leg buckle. The crowd is not murmuring anymore. They are dead silent. 50,000 beings watching in shock as their undefeated champion gets systematically taken apart by a creature that looks like it should break if you looked at it wrong. I try to create distance, stumbling backward. Marcus follows, his movements efficient, controlled. Every step he takes is exactly where it needs to be. Every strike lands on a weak point I did not even know I had. Their species, he says conversationally, like we are discussing the weather. has excellent natural armor, strong muscles, good reach advantage. But you have never fought anyone who studied anatomy, have you? You have never faced an opponent who spent time learning exactly where to hit to make it count. He taps my third heart. Just taps it. Barely any force at all. But he hits it through the gaps in my exoskeleton plating, in the soft tissue between armor sections, and my entire cardiovascular system stutters. I drop to one knee, gasping. This is impossible. Humans are weak. Everyone knows this. They have no natural weapons, no armor, no advantages. They are prey species from a backwater world that barely qualified for galactic inclusion. But Marcus Webb is not fighting like prey. He is fighting like a predator who has spent millions of years learning to kill things bigger and stronger than himself. You wanted to know if I was weak, Marcus says, crouching down so we are eye level. His voice is still calm, still quiet. Here is the thing about humans. We are not the strongest. We are not the fastest. We are not the biggest. He places one finger against my forehead right between my eyes. But we are the stubbornest, most adaptable, most relentlessly persistent hunters this galaxy has ever seen. We do not give up. We do not stop. We learn, we adapt, and we win. My vision is blurring. 3 of my 4 arms are numb. I am the champion of the Crimson Pits, and I am losing to a human who has not even broken a sweat. I am still on one knee trying to get my breathing under control when Marcus stands up and walks away from me. Just walks away. Turns his back like I am not even a threat anymore. The disrespect burns worse than any of his strikes. Get up, he says, not even looking at me. We are not done yet. My pride roars louder than my pain. I force myself to stand, shaking feeling back into my numbed limbs. I am Crackthor. I have fought through broken bones, through torn muscles, through opponents who actually knew what they were doing. I will not be defeated by this. You are wondering how I am doing this, Marcus says, still with his back to me. You are thinking maybe I got lucky. Maybe you are having an off day. Maybe the gods hate you. Anything except the obvious truth. He turns around slowly, and that small smile is back. The truth is that I am better than you. Not stronger. Not tougher. Just better. More skilled. More prepared. More intelligent about how I fight. The crowd is leaning forward now. I can feel their attention shift. They came here expecting entertainment, expecting to watch me destroy another challenger, but now they are watching something else entirely. They are watching a lesson. Your species, Marcus continues, starting to circle me like an instructor addressing a student, dominated your home world through brute force. You were the apex predator. Nothing could challenge you. So you never learned to be clever. You never had to adapt. You just won. Every time. Through strength alone. He stopped circling. Humans? We were not the apex predator on Earth. Not even close. We were hunted by things with bigger teeth, sharper claws, stronger muscles. We should have gone extinct 100 times over. But we did not. You know why? I do not answer. My throat is too tight. Because we learned to think. We learned to plan. We learned to work together. To use tools to study our enemies and find their weaknesses. We turned our fragility into an advantage because it forced us to be smarter than everything trying to kill us. In the stands I see other species leaning toward each other, whispering. The Viridian ambassador is taking notes on a datapad. The Thorian warchief is watching Marcus with new eyes, calculating eyes. Marcus takes 3 steps closer to me. You called me weak. You said my species has no place in the pits. But here is what you do not understand, Crackthor. Weakness is not about physical strength. Weakness is about rigid thinking. Weakness is about assuming you have already won before the fight begins. Weakness is about never learning because you never had to. Each word hits harder than his punches did. I studied you, he continues. Watched recordings of 53 of your fights. Learned your patterns, your preferences, your blind spots. I know you favor your upper right arm. I know you always sweep low after a failed grab. I know you have never fought anyone with formal training because this arena attracts brawlers, not martial artists. He taps his temple. I came prepared. You came arrogant. That is the difference between us. The crowd is completely silent now. Even Torvin Blackscale has stopped commenting. Everyone is just listening, watching, learning. So when you go back to your corner after this is over, Marcus says softly, after the medical team patches you up and you are sitting alone wondering what happened, remember this, You did not lose because you were weak. You lost because you thought I was. He raises his hands again back into that relaxed fighting stance. Now, are you ready to actually try? Or should we end this? My secondary hearts are pounding with something that is not adrenaline. It is fear. Pure, primal, undeniable fear. Torvin Blackscale finally finds his voice, but it is shaky. Uncertain. Folks, I am not sure what we are witnessing here. In 30 years of commentary, I have never... Let me bring in our technical analyst. Veshka, what in the seven hells are we looking at? A new voice cuts through the arena speakers. Veshka is a Zentaria species known for their analytical minds and cold logic. Her tone is clinical, detached, like she is dissecting a mathematical problem rather than watching a fight. What we are observing, Torvin, is a fundamental mismatch in combat philosophy. Krekthor is employing what we call overwhelming force doctrine. Maximum power, maximum aggression, minimal strategy. It works against 98% of arena opponents. I charge again because standing still and listening to myself get analyzed is somehow worse than fighting. I throw everything I have left, all four arms working in desperate combination. Marcus slips every strike. Again. Notice the human's movement efficiency, Veshka continues, her voice maddeningly calm. He is expending roughly 1/10 the energy Krekthor is using. This is critical. Humans have something called persistence hunting adaptation. On their homeworld, they would chase prey for hours, sometimes days, until the target collapsed from exhaustion. I land a glancing blow on Marcus's shoulder. Finally. He rocks back slightly. Then he counters with 3 rapid strikes to my core, and I am the one staggering. There, Veshka says. The human allowed that hit. Traded a minor impact for positioning advantage. Classic efficiency exchange. Krekthor is now overextended, off balance, and vulnerable. Marcus sweeps my legs. I crash to the sand, hard enough to crack one of my rear armor plates. Humans also possess remarkable cognitive flexibility. Veshka continues, like she is narrating a nature documentary. They can switch strategies mid-combat, adapt to new information in real time, and process multiple threat variables simultaneously. Krekthor is fighting the same way he has fought for 12 seasons. Marcus Webb is fighting a new fight every 10 seconds based on updated threat assessment. I try to rise. Marcus puts his foot on my chest. Not hard, not crushing. Just there, holding me down with what should be inadequate force but somehow is not. And now we see the endgame. Veshka says. Krekthor's cardiovascular system is failing. His species has 3 hearts. Yes, but they are designed for short bursts of explosive activity followed by rest periods. Humans have 1 heart, but it is built for marathon output. Consistent, reliable, enduring. The human is barely breathing hard. Our champion is in respiratory distress. She is right. My lungs are burning. My vision is tunneling. Every muscle in my body is screaming. Marcus leans down, his face appearing above mine. Do you yield? He asks quietly. The crowd holds its breath. Fascinating, Veshka murmurs. He is offering mercy. Humans have complex honor codes around defeated opponents. Many species would finish the kill. Humans often prefer the psychological victory of forcing surrender. My pride wants to say no. My pride wants to fight until my heart but my survival instinct, the one that kept my ancestors alive on our brutal home world, is screaming louder. I yield, I whisper. The arena explodes with noise. Shock, disbelief, excitement, confusion, all blending into a wall of sound. Marcus steps back, offers me his hand. I stare at this small, weak-looking hand attached to the creature who just destroyed me. Then, I take it. Wait, I misspoke. Let me go back because this is important. I do not yield. Not yet. Because even though every rational part of my brain is telling me to stop, to accept defeat gracefully, my pride will not let me. I am Krekthor, 12 seasons undefeated. I do not surrender to anyone, especially not to some soft-skinned biped from a species the galaxy treats as a joke. So when Marcus offers his hand, I do not take it in friendship. I grab it and pull, yanking him down toward me while my lower left arm swings up in a desperate strike aimed at his throat. It is a cheap move, dishonorable, exactly the kind of thing that gets fighters banned from the pits. But I am beyond caring about honor right now. Marcus does not even look surprised. His free hand catches my striking arm at the wrist. His grip is like iron, far stronger than it should be for his size. He twists, using my own momentum against me, and suddenly I am face down in the sand with both arms locked behind my back. The pain is immediate and absolute. He has found pressure points I did not know existed. I gave you a chance, Marcus says, and for the first time there is an edge to his voice. Not anger. Something colder. Disappointment. I offered you dignity. You chose this. He applies more pressure. Something in my shoulder joint pops. Here is what happens next, Cracktor. I am going to let you go. You are going to stand up. You are going to raise your hand and signal your surrender to the officials, and then you are going to walk out of this arena under your own power with whatever scraps of dignity you have left. He leans closer, his mouth right next to my ear canal. Or, option 2. I finish this. I break both your arms, rupture your secondary respiratory organ, and carry your unconscious body out of here like a sack of waste. Your choice. You have 3 seconds. His voice drops to barely a whisper. 1. My pride screams. 2. My survival instinct wins. I yield. I shout, loud enough for everyone to hear. I yield. Marcus releases me immediately, stands up and steps back. The arena falls silent, then erupts into absolute chaos. The noise is deafening. 50,000 beings are on their feet, and I cannot tell if they are cheering or rioting or having collective breakdowns. Maybe all three. Torvin Blackscale is screaming into his microphone. Unbelievable. Unprecedented. The human has done it. Marcus Webb has defeated Cragthor. 12 seasons. 12 seasons of dominance ended by a species we thought was weak. I managed to roll onto my back, staring up at the arena lights. My entire body is one massive bruise. My pride is Marcus is standing a few meters away, perfectly calm, barely winded. He is not celebrating. He is not gloating. He just stands there waiting for the officials to make it formal. The head referee, a Kaldorian with too many eyes, rushes over. His voice crackles through his translator. Victory to Marcus Webb of Earth. By submission. New champion of the Crimson Pits. The crowd loses what is left of their minds. Veshka's analytical voice cuts through the chaos again. Let us discuss the implications of what we just witnessed. This was not a fluke. This was not luck. This was superior strategy, superior preparation, and superior execution. The human identified every weakness in Cragthor's fighting style and exploited them methodically. I close my eyes, listening. But more importantly, she continues, this represents a fundamental shift in how we must view humanity. We have dismissed them as a minor species, physically weak, technologically backwards, politically insignificant. But what Marcus Webb demonstrated today is that humans possess something perhaps more dangerous than raw strength. She pauses for effect. They possess the ability to win fights they should lose. They possess adaptability we cannot match. They possess a stubbornness that borders on insanity. They will study you, learn you, find your weakness, and exploit it without mercy. They are not warriors like the Korthiks. They are not soldiers like the Viridians. They are something else entirely. And what is that, Veshka? Torvin asks, his voice still shaky. Survivors. The kind of survivors who become apex predators not through evolution but through pure relentless determination. Medical staff arrives, scanning me with diagnostic equipment. I wave them away. Nothing is broken that will not heal. My body will recover. My reputation? That is another matter. Marcus is being swarmed by reporters, officials, and promoters. Everyone wants a piece of the human who did the impossible. But before the crowd fully engulfs him, he looks back at me. Our eyes meet across the sand. He nods once. Not mockery, not gloating. Respect, warrior to warrior. And somehow that makes it worse. Because I did not respect him. I thought he was beneath me. I thought his entire species was beneath us. I was wrong. Around the galaxy I know what is happening right now. This fight is being broadcast on 1,000 worlds. Military analysts are reviewing the footage. Politicians are recalculating their positions on human integration. Arena fighters are watching and learning. Everything just changed. Because Marcus Webb whispered 2 words and backed them up. Try me. And the galaxy tried. And the galaxy lost.